Hey everyone, today I'll be teaching you how to make these delicious red velvet cupcakes. I decided to make these cupcakes to celebrate me hitting 10,000 subscribers, and I would like to say thank you so much for all of your support, and I really appreciate you guys subscribing to my channel and commenting on my videos. I read all of the comments and I appreciate it so much. So we'll be making these red velvet cupcakes with cream cheese frosting and raspberry sauce. Adding raspberry sauce to red velvet cupcakes takes it to a whole new level. I am telling you, it is so delicious. The recipe I'm using for the red velvet cupcakes is from Divas Can Cook. I absolutely love her recipe for red velvet cupcakes. She also has a bunch of other recipes. I'll have the link to this one and her channel in the description below. I added my own little twist to it by adding the raspberry sauce. Alright, let's get started with the video. We're going to begin by adding 3/4 cup of vegetable oil or olive oil into a large bowl. Then add 2 cups of sugar. Mix everything together until well combined. I'm going to be using my stand mixer for this recipe. You don't have to use a stand mixer. You can use a bowl and a hand mixer or a whisk. After everything is well combined, scrape down the sides of the bowl and then add 2 room temperature eggs. Beat the eggs in the mixture until well combined and smooth. After that, add 1 cup of room temperature buttermilk, 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and 1 ounce bottle of red food coloring. Mix everything until well combined. Alright, now add 1/2 cup of hot water and 1 teaspoon of white distilled vinegar, and then mix everything until well combined again. Sift 2 cups of flour into the bowl. In a small bowl, add 1 teaspoon of salt, 1 teaspoon of baking powder, and 1 teaspoon of baking soda. Sift this into the bowl. After that, sift 2 tablespoons of unsweetened cocoa powder into the bowl. Alright, so what I usually do is I sift all of these ingredients together in a separate bowl so all of the dry ingredients are combined and even, and then I pour it in with my wet ingredients. I didn't do that this time because I was distracted watching a movie and I forgot. However, in my defense, it was a really good movie. Mix all of the ingredients together until well combined. Once your batter is finished, you're going to set it to the side. Line a muffin pan with cupcake liners. After that, pour 1/4 cup of batter into each liner. When you're finished, place your cupcakes into the oven at 325 degrees for 18 to 20 minutes. When you take them out of the oven, let them cool for 5 minutes, then place them on a cooling rack. While the cupcakes are baking, we're going to make our cream cheese frosting. Add 4 tablespoons of softened butter into a bowl. Then add 8 ounces of room temperature cream cheese. Let me say this first. Cream your butter and your cream cheese before adding your powdered sugar. I did not do this, and let me tell you why. I was distracted watching my movie. Again. I added 2 cups of powdered sugar, by the way. Make sure you start your mixer on low, like low, so the powdered sugar doesn't fly out of the bowl and make a mess. I started mine a bit higher than I wanted, but it's fine. I cleaned up the mess and the frosting came out perfect. Once everything is well combined, you are finished with your frosting. Once my cupcakes were cool, I started frosting them. I decided this was a perfect opportunity to practice frosting roses. As you can see, the first one I did was a bit sloppy, and I didn't know why it wasn't coming out the way I wanted it to, and then the second time I tried, I figured it out. On my second try, I realized I was holding the piping tip upside down, which is why the top of the rose petals were thicker than I wanted. To create the rose, I just started by creating a circle in the center and then creating another circle inside the other circle, and then making some slight curves so I could have that little rosebud in the middle. And then I started making the petals. I think the best way I can describe it is kind of making rainbow shapes around the original rose, and I just kept making little rainbow shaped rose petals. You know, like a half circle, a curve. I hope I'm explaining this well. I'm probably not. I'm so sorry. I continued to make petals around the rose until the whole cupcake was frosted. Frosting roses on the cupcakes made the cupcakes just look so pretty and beautiful, and I love the way they came out, even though some of them were a bit sloppy. But you know, practice makes perfect. After frosting about 12 roses, I ran out of frosting and I had to make some more. I decided to use a different piping tip, and then I piped the cupcakes using less frosting and a simpler method. So I just made some swirls around the cupcake and it still looked sort of like a rose. And this is the finished product. I placed these in the freezer because I didn't want the frosting to melt, and it's totally fine to put them in the freezer. If you take them out and let them thaw, they're still moist and delicious. Now we're going to make our raspberry sauce. Place 6 ounces of raspberries into a saucepan. Add 1 tablespoon of sugar, 1/2 teaspoon of lemon juice, and 1/2 teaspoon of water. Later on, I added like a 1/2 teaspoon of sugar and about a tablespoon of water. You're going to want to cook your sauce over medium to high heat for about 5 to 7 minutes. Once your sauce is ready, take it off of the stove. Pour your raspberry sauce through a fine mesh strainer. This is to avoid getting any seeds into your sauce. When you're finished, set your sauce to the side and place it into the fridge in a container. And that's it! You are all finished with your red velvet cupcakes. So again, I got this recipe from Divas Can Cook. She has a lot of great recipes on her channel, and I'll have it linked in the description below. I absolutely do love this recipe. They were moist, they were delicious, and they were so much fun to make. Thank you so much again for 10,000 subscribers. I appreciate all of your support. I'm just so freaking happy. This is so cool. Thank you so much. I love answering you guys' comments and reading your comments and everything. I'm so glad you guys enjoy my videos. Oh, and about the raspberry sauce. So, you add a drizzle of the raspberry sauce on top of the cupcake and then you eat it. My dad thought this was weird and he thought it wouldn't taste good, and then he ate it and he was like, oh, this is some Gordon Ramsay stuff right here. And I was like, I know, right? Raspberry sauce with red velvet cupcakes taste awesome. So I totally recommend you try it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Everything I used in the video will be in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Bye! So I was finished with the cupcakes and I wanted to put candles on them, and I got these candles to celebrate 10K and they died. They melted instantly. Like once I started turning on the camera, they were already, it was horrible. So I took them off. I just wanted to show that.